There's only one car on the grid. We're good. Coming at you live, and this time, not in a hurry. Halfway point of the Rainbow Racing F4 Championship dawns at Spa-Francorchamps. I think that's how you say the second word, but everyone knows it nonetheless. The iconic Formula One track, home of the Belgian Grand Prix. As long as you can make it. And a very well-worn track after some rain threatened to destabilize us. I'm Howie Burrows, and Jim Cunningham is back, of course, as ever. It was never an emergency in the first place, let me tell you that. We're getting the grid right now. I'll throw to you as soon as we have the starting grid. Ian Miller starts on pole. Clayton Sanchez in second, with Jessica Perry in third. Caitlin Soderholm on fourth, and Jane Astra on fifth. 5 drivers. There's no sound apparently. Nope. Jessica had it muted. We return to live program. I am the person that's reported to for these problems, of course. I'm glad you're here, Jessica Perry. Unmute the stream. Jim and I are here, and we have a good 15 minutes on the first sprint. There's not enough time to throw to you because the grid was already going. Here we go. We are green. Clayton Sanchez and Ian Miller on the front row. Races as ever. Track was a little bit wet going into today, but it's dried off considerably in qualifying. It's essentially dry now. Very fast from Sanchez around the outside into turn one. And they're going to run that side by side down that hill into Eau Rouge and Radion. Please don't have the field killer up down this hill immediately. Still side by side. Sanchez has the left-hand side. He ducks him behind. And Ian Miller takes the lead. Very, very drafty straight coming up. And this one's going to make or break every race. If you don't make a breakaway here, you might get caught up to Clayton Sanchez in the rear. He's losing ground. He didn't have a good run up Eau Rouge and Radion. Drivers that are drafting, though, Caitlin Soderholm and Jane Astra off the back of Jessica Perry, 2 seconds behind. Well, that was a bit of a speed run of the opening. We worked out that we do have audio. Thank you very much. Jim, you're back. How are you doing? I can hear you. Jim might not be hooked up into Discord and into OBS, so we'll let him fix that. At the back of the grid, Caitlin Soderholm racing hard with Jane Astra. We're not quite going to be able to see it because we got a microphone to fix, but Jane Astra sneaks on by while Soderholm goes very, very wide. Welcome back, Jim Cunningham. We've just lost touch of the last battle we had on this grid for this sprint race, more than likely, as the gap spread out significantly. 2 seconds, 4 seconds. Jane Astra still on. Jane Astra actually still quite close to Jessica Perry now. Let's repeat the life story.
Yeah, well, you know, like I said, son is, so I'll go do this the second time. Son has graduated from high school now. We're all good to go until we take him off to college here in a few weeks. And we do have a little battle here between Jessica and Jane. I am going to give one of my new toys a try here, but the pass happened so fast I barely caught up to them. So that didn't work.
He finds a new toy,
and it doesn't work.
He finds a new toy every week, audience. New surprises. Nothing quite like having a test bed league to try out your great ideas.
Yeah, well,
and we appreciate it.
It's a good one. That pass just happened really, really fast, and I wasn't quite ready for that. But let's see. Well, let's go back up to our leaders here.
They will happen here. You do a lot of drafting around this track and a lot of slipstream, but already Astra's running away from Perry, and it's Soderholm that is the next to try and catch her. Iconic track as ever, of course, a very, very large one. We've been threatened, and I consider this a coercive threat. We've been threatened that a field killer might lead to a safety car. And unfortunately, at Spa-Francorchamps, that little maneuver is going to cost us 50 years. Thankfully, I was told it would only be sort of bought out for like field wipers, and I don't think there's much of a field to wipe each other right now, even if there are mistakes on their own on a track that's pretty much dried out. I've pretty much run their own laps already.
We're at the point now where there's nobody close enough to each other that you're going to take out more than possibly 2 cars at this point. So I think we've avoided the field killer for now.
We've avoided the threat, and the thing is, like, it's less of a threat in the feature, but in the sprint, if it happens, we lose the entire sprint. We were noticing before, because it takes 10 minutes to pace, so we lose the entire race.
Yeah.
But thankfully, we're out of that.
Yeah, I think a pace lap around here is probably about in these cars probably about 3.5 to 4 minutes. So yeah, we would literally lose the whole field on a caution or safety car. But I think we're out of that danger for now.
Let me tell you something crazy. I know some people that have been doing a lot of weird combinations on the F4 cars, and they found out that the F4 car on ovals is a spectacular combination. They found out that like it races like crazy. So Jessica, you're having a lot of fun with the schedules. I have a tiny idea for you. Just put them on Michigan and watch them roll. Watch them roll. I know there's a few ovals coming up in the coming seasons. Homestead Miami's sort of a classic, but.
No, you know where it needs to go? It needs to go
to Daytona.
No, Monza.
Monza? Have you actually driven a car around that oval?
Yes,
like,
it's phenomenal.
Actually, that is actually like the track that kills people and cars. Like,
yes, but that this is simulation. The worst going to happen is you might sprain your wrist from force feedback. It'll be okay.
No, worst that happens is we lose the entire field into turn 2 and the race ends.
We did I broadcast a GT3. It was a combo. It was GT3 and LMP2 cars there, and the old High Bank Oval part of it did not cause a single incident during the race, and there were multiple people passing on the bottom and all over the place. I'm telling you, the track's not as bad as you think, and for a small field like this. That place would be a blast. That's what needs to happen now.
I mean,
I feel it.
I'll tell you, it's a bit scary. It's a bit intimidating. I'd have to run it a bit myself and really, really find out. In a minute, looking to make the run away from P1. We're watching right now Clayton Sanchez, who I would say is in chase, but I will be honest, is losing a bit of touch every lap. Best lap at 2:29. Puts him quite a bit behind Ian's or even Jane's best lap. There might have been an off track that was cursed one or two of the faster laps. I actually see Jane behind 2.6 seconds. It was 2.6 when I started that sentence. She is closing in on Clayton.
Yeah,
and
she's
that
closing
would make
up the gap pretty fast.
That would make this another pass, and one on a track that's very easy in the F4. F1 cars don't race very well here at the moment. They really don't. It's not a very good Grand Prix. Fight me on that one. But the slipstream in these cars and the Super Formula lights down those straights is just... It's the sort of stuff you see. It's not the stuff you see on the ultra-high speed circuits. I mean, they have some of the longest straights, and it just results in a lot of leapfrog gaming if two people are able to stay in touch. The rest of the lap, of course, very, very challenging to get around at high speed. I slightly prefer the curbs on the old one, but I recognize that they're gone now, and we have to actually do accurate scans in iRacing. So accurate scans we will get, especially with the reprofiled Eau Rouge and Radeon.
Yeah, well, this is she is closing in on him. Look, she's put down almost a half a second here. Do we have time for her to catch? We got about 6.5 minutes left. Yeah,
we're expecting about 3 more laps now that Ian Miller's crossed the line. We're on lap 4 of an estimated 7 in time. It's amazing. This track just sort of feels like it's an endurance challenge in cars that are a little bit slower. And these cars are no slouch, of course. Try taking the MX-5 around here and realizing you can only fit in one qualifying lap. But it's a long one. It's actually too long for F1's regulations. They stuck it on there anyway. They ran around the track with it, and I mean, did you ever see the Ancient Spy? It would like go through these crazy woodlands. It would just go through these unbelievable towns around. Eventually, they decided to turn it into a real track after all. And what we've had has changed more than you'd think if you go back and compare it to the 2008 version.
Oh, yeah. Well, this track has had so many iterations over the years, going all the way back to, the stuff that was right after the war and, when it used to basically race through the town around here. and then it shrunk down to this. When did this version come out? In the 60s or 70s, something like that, I think. I watched a documentary on it the other day, but I don't, my retention now at my age is very short.
I try not to use it. I try not to use it against you. I'm not doing what you think I'm going to do. That was a conversation for private, Jim.
No.
I was going to...
what happened here? Oh, you had a little glitch there.
Well, I was just going to say, I'm going to try not to use that one against you.
Well, I don't like showing too many of these, but let's go see what happened to Jessica here. I think the wet spot on track might have got her.
Or it could have been a lock or an error. Let's go find out. I had the,
she cooked it in there pretty good. That's all right, though.
Bit of a lock.
Could have been a lot worse.
But saved on the wide track. Yes, it looks as if they ran 1978. They used a very different layout still, where they did sort of the Eau Rouge and Radillon down Camel, and then they turned left and they just went all the way around these stupid villages. And then only in the coming years would they actually decide to build a real racetrack around there. You look at the before and after map and you think, wow, we used to race there. It's why I'd quite like to see Avis.
It's a lot like, kind of what they used to do back in Le Mans, where they would run through the town, and all. And it was, I guess that was a thing back in the day in Europe in general. It was kind of cool to watch the documentary about it. Well, I guess if you're into that sort of thing. We're
into it. Well, why are we here? We're into it.
Exactly, right? Yeah, I watched it. I enjoyed it. So, if we got anybody out there watching, give us a shout out and chat. Let's talk it up a little bit and see what's happening. So, Jane had a little slip up twice now, and she's lost time to Clayton. She got it down below 2 seconds both times, and then apparently doesn't get off of a turn well or something, and the gap increases back a little bit on her.
And now Clayton set the fastest lap at 2:25.141. Ian Miller set a 1:55 up ahead as the last. So the laps are very, very close. It's not like that's going to get closer anytime soon.
No.
But now Jane Astra, she's in that 2-second range again. Let's see if she can keep that together for a lap. She'd need to be really turning on the heaters in order to catch up.
There she goes. Golly, hold on to it.
Has anyone ever talked to you about the commentator's curse? I'm really good at it. It's like my main specialty. Yeah, is right. If I say something might happen, it will.
That's yours.
If I say something might happen, it will. Really? So that might mark the end of that chase.
Can you predict my lottery numbers or something then? Because I could.
It's fixed to the iRacing track.
Oh, well.
Although you should try the number 17, 34, and maybe 2. That might work.
I'll keep those in mind. And if I don't, I can always refer back to here. Well, I think that did that battle in with little 4 minutes, 3 minutes left to go now, ish. No, 4 minutes.
Ian Miller's got about 2 and a bit clean laps to run in order to take home this first race. We've not quite seen him for a few weeks, but he hits the track again and reminds us that he is fast and he would quite like to win the championship. Further back, Jessica Perry and Caitlin Solarholm just trying to hang on and make it around in the time we have remaining.
We hadn't seen Caitlin so far, so let's go. She's still running her goose livery.
It's always the goose. I love it.
Yeah, my son would be, of course, he had the goose livery too, which is kind of ironic. We had 5 cars on the grid and 2 of them are running the same livery.
Peace was never an option.
Exactly. I guess I wonder if hers says it too. Let's see. What camera would that be? Maybe this one. No, that's not it for sure. There it is, right there. Peace was never an option. Oh, look, I can elevate too. Look, watch this.
That goose is going to take. That goose is going to take your rake. He's going to put it in the lake.
Oh, this is too funny.
Rake in the lake.
Rake in the lake. I would give anything for an on-track battle right now.
Only I have that curse, and I'm afraid I can't move mountains. We are reversing the grid for the next race, so drivers from the back are going to have to fight their way back up to the front again. Miller and Sanchez going to have to fight through traffic, and that often decides who gets the go away from the beginning, who can make that launch work, and who can stay out of the inevitable field wiper, which might occur.
So, since we've got a couple of minutes left in this race, minute and a half or so, we're coming up here watching Jessica to No Name Corner here, and you see those cones there. That is what's known as the bike layout. And I've heard that you possibly have raced that and have opinions. Do you want to talk about the bike layout?
Well, okay. To be extremely clear, the intention of the bike layout is in the name. Yeah, it's for bikes. I presume there's a safety reason, and I can't tell you whether or not it's good for bikes. That's just not my responsibility. But I can tell you that for cars, you should not run it. It actually ran in Falcon Tire this season, and it was one of the most frustrating corners I've ever driven. And you just should just generally like it. I think they only scanned it in iRacing for posterity purposes. I don't think we're getting bikes anytime soon. It's a bit like the Daytona Moto layout. Like, it's there, and you don't want to use it. Like, come on, right? They've just moved the chicane so that you don't die.
Remember, this is coming from an Indy 500 winner.
I didn't even milk that last week. I'm done milking that one.
Oh, are you?
It's over. I'm now a P10 4 hours of Thruxton finisher.
I was going to say, how'd you
I'm a P10 4 hours of Thruxton finisher. So, we started 53rd, finished 10th.
There we go.
That's my new prize. That's more important than winning Indy 500, to be honest. It's more important than anything else.
So we are on the last lap here. Since we don't really have any on-track battles going, we'll follow Ethan around. Let's give him a dynamic cam. He's a dynamic kind of driver, so give him the dynamic.
He certainly is a fast. He certainly is a fast kind of driver. When you're a fast kind of driver, one of the downsides is that we don't really get to see your driving style.
I wish Ginger was here this week. I'd like to see those two on the track together.
One day it's gonna come together. It's gonna come together.
Yeah,
we're gonna get what we need.
Yes, I would really like to see that, because I think those two pace would be pretty good, pretty close.
We get an eclectic mix of drivers throughout the season, dropping in and out. Turns out real life calls and has a responsibility. Ginger is leading the championship so far. Ian will enjoy making up points, and will definitely enjoy making them up on Clayton, who's having raced a few more times, has a couple more points in line. Don't accidentally hit the safety car button, Jessica, because we're about to have our winner across the line for the sprint and take home their points, and that would be a tragedy. Green, white, checkered.
Yeah, I don't know if they have the green, white checker here or not. Probably not.
You get that?
No, it finishes.
Probably disabled.
Yeah, no, you finished.
Probably disabled.
That would be horrid. And here we go. Our winner in the first race, Ian Miller.
I've done a lot of complaining about two tracks. Actually, I quite like Oschersleben. I quite like. So actually, I like most of the schedule, and I really only complained about Imola a lot, and that magnified the complaints.
You did.
But next week we're off. But then it's bangers back to back. June 14th we go to Long Beach. Then June 21st we go to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, Fuji Speedway on June 28th, Circuit Zolder on July 5th. Maybe it's not all bangers, and Thruxton to finish, which in F4 cars sounds ridiculous.
I've actually called it F4 race at Thruxton. It was pretty cool, actually. Because it's such a high-speed track, they just stay wound up the whole time practically.
And that downforce throwing you down to the track. Only one driver left to finish. Caitlin Soda home in tow. Running around the last few corners. This is a classic combo.
The problem for her is that Goose, I'll stay away from that. I was going to say something about, what gooses are famous for, and it's really slick, so it probably makes her tires slick.
I'm afraid that one didn't land.
Yeah.
That's a 2 out of 5.
Yeah,
Apparently, there was significant VC fighting between Ian and Clayton about who would get the fastest lap. They were trading it back and forth throughout that first session. So I need to check who actually got that fastest lap that time around. But it was sort of like Clayton going, "Give that to me," and Ian going, "No, don't do that." And it was just an eternal battle back and forth. Helps when you pull it away. But Ian Miller won on the track, and I'm afraid that's more important than getting a fastest lap. Clayton Sanchez second, Dane Astra third, Jessica Perry fourth, Ken Caitlin Soderholm fifth. Matt Sparks showed up to practice and decided that today wouldn't quite be for him. So he gets the honorary P6 on the overlay, I guess. That's just how it is. 5 minutes of warm-up heading into the next race. And we're starting in reverse.
Yes.
What are the odds of the field killer? What are we doing?
Well, the odds of the field killer going through Eau Rouge and Radillon probably went up greatly. But my guess is, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that it's entirely possible that our fastest drivers are already in the front by the time we get through Eau Rouge and Radillon. That's an opinion.
Well, if they're not, then the end of the Camel Straight is what I have to get it done, because that is an incredibly drafty straight that leads to a bit of chaos in these cars all over iRacing.
Yeah.
Honestly, officials here are like the Vietnam War. Like, you know, you were probably there, so you might be able to remember. But
you do realize that I was born in 1966. I was like,
whoa, you're a World War II veteran? It's even better.
Yeah, exactly. You know what's funny is my father was 53 when he had me, and he was a World War II veteran. My father fought in World War II.
Jim Cunningham's a World War II veteran, guys? Wow.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your sir. I mean, like, I'm British, so yes, you did help us, but like, we don't say to other countries. We don't even really say it here. That's a very American thing. I'll just say.
Is it
a very American thing?
You don't thank your military?
Well,
for
but we do. We have like Remembrance Day and all that, but like. Literally, like, you guys like do have like a hero worship for anyone in the military. That when I was there, I just noticed, and it's not replicated over here.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it a hero worship. It's more of a we're just a gratitude for somebody who's willing to commit a period of time in their life.
It's just a thing. It's just a thing that they do that just like only when you're elsewhere you're like, that's just uncanny. I'm trying to avoid pressing the no politics please button. So I'm just saying that it is just unusual.
No, I'm not. I'm just whether or not you're for or against, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying that in America they
really do.
They recognize someone who took time out of their life to serve our country, whether it be in peacetime and especially obviously in a time of war where they risk their life. Whether or not you support that or not is, and you would know because you were in World War II. That's right. Yes.
On the front lines, which I will thank you very much for.
Can you imagine 6'8", 300 pounds on the front line? What kind of target would I have been?
There's no way you're 6'8".
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Oh yeah. No, I'm 6'8", 300.
You know I'm 6'7". Do you know I'm 6'7"?
No, you're not.
I am.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm that tall, and everyone's like, I'm the tall one. I'm like, yeah, I am the tall one, but now I need to go down to America and hunt you down.
You don't seem that tall.
I'm taller than all the doorways. I need to find a picture. I send you like selfies of my face. Like, it's not the same.
Well, that's true. I mean, all the stuff that I've seen is like you at the racetrack and stuff, and it's like selfie with the racetrack in the background or something, which I still hate being at Monaco, by the way.
I need to find you and like stand next to you.
I am 6'8", though. Yes, but I probably have a leg that weighs as much as you.
Yes, I'm actually like a little bit underweight. A little bit. I'm like within like healthy tolerance, but like a little bit.
Do you weigh 200 pounds?
Oh, I don't know the number, and I probably wouldn't share it publicly. But I'm like very slightly under the BMI, like for health. So.
Yeah, well, I'm,
But like the thing is,
I
that
should
makes
be dead,
me,
according to the charts.
but like that makes me as heavy as a healthy person of an average height because I just have height for it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I am 6'8". Warm
I
up
love
is finishing up.
the 5 minute warm up ramble is like the master professionalism around here.
It is.
Okay, it's what I do.
All right, here
We
we
have
go.
a grid that is going to start gridding. To remind you, Matt Sparks is not starting on pole because Caitlin Soderholm is taking that as well. We're leaving P1 vacant in case he's due
Doesn't
to
Jessica
return.
have the option to like boot him so that everybody shifts up, like on the grid? I think they do. But
No,
I don't know how to do it.
iRacing is really strange and inflexible, and she would have had to do it before now. So first place is unoccupied. Caitlin Soderholm will then start in the P2 position next to Jessica Perry, Jane Astra, Clayton Sanchez, and Ian Miller fighting on the back, not just for the fastest lap, but perhaps for their lives.
Possibly. Right. Well, so the grid happens so fast now. I don't even get to click any little buttons or anything.
You don't get to do the fun parts, I know.
Yeah, let's see. Well, we don't have a pole sitter. I was going to do the grid pole cam. There's no pole sitter.
There. Hello, Matt Sparks. We are waiting your arrival.
Yes.
Anytime soon.
Yeah, Matt, where are you? Oh, no. Wait a minute. We're missing somebody on the grid. Where's Jane?
Where's Jane? We've lost Jane, but the race must go on. 4 cars on the grid.
Oh, no. Oh,
She's she waited in the pit start. Down we go. 4 cars. She's trying to get away from what's about to come, and that is biblical. Jessica Perry leads out of the first turn, but Caitlin Soderholm's left further back. Ian Miller and Clayton Sanchez. You said it's got to be done now if it's going to meet your prediction.
Yeah,
Ian Miller, he has a big draft, and I don't know if Clayton's going to have that same advantage because hard to pass up the hill side by side, both taking slightly different lines. Ian's going to have to wait for the Kemmel straight. Can Clayton make the same happen? On the rear of the right-hand side of Ian, coming up very, very fast on Jessica Perry. Those who have messed with their wings in this race might have a big advantage. Clayton has to back out.
Oh, so did Ian.
And that's Jessica. Finally, that got seeded. Ian locks it up, keeps a second ahead. No, she just sort of she waited off the track to rejoin. We're battling side by side. Jessica's definitely still running on the inside. Ian Miller takes it very wide for Sanchez on the exit, and he chooses not to go alongside nor take the tactical bike shortcut. They're close and in touch, and the draft might be on for these two. If Clayton wants to win this race, which he's been able to put down fastest laps, he has to stay in this range constantly. Further back in fourth, Jane Astra is behind Jessica Perry after pit stopping. She did not lose touch of that at all, and she's got another pass down to make.
Yes, she does. This is wrong one. If I hit the right camera. We'll try my new toy out again to see if it's Jessica. Oh no, right in front of her. Oh my goodness.
Good avoidance from Jane Astra, but Jessica Perry loses it. Her car remains undamaged. She'll rejoin behind Caitlin Soderholm, who's just passed. And that leaves the battle for the front, which isn't dead at all. Clayton Sanchez, half a second off the back of Ian Miller.
The thing about Clayton is, in the races that he's run, he's fast. He struggles to put together a string of error-free laps. You know what I mean? He can turn some quick laps, but his struggle is to put a string of them together without a big error in there somewhere. And I don't necessarily mean wrecking the car, but just something that's going to lose him a few seconds. This is an interesting angle he's taking here. He's going to try the inside cut here, but I don't think these cars are the right cars for that move. Although it kind of did close him up a little bit. He's got a good draft going down this straightaway here.
This is almost certainly a pass in this context, just knowing the way these cars interact down the straight.
It might be.
I mean, it's almost impossible to defend from something like this in the F4 cars. You can get them back next lap, but you can't stop them from taking the run. And down goes Clayton side by side. Side draft pulls Ian a little bit further back. A tiny bit of contact. The move isn't done. In fact, Ian has the inside into the next turn, and he's cleared on exit. Ian, if he stays within range, he can do it again. We have up to 12 laps, up to 12 attempts. All he
Nice
needs to do
pass.
is be fast, be consistent, and not force the issue. I really thought he was going to fall back there.
That was a nice pass by Clayton right there. That's a classic Spa pass. Now, we know Ian's fast, though. Is he? My guess is Ian's going to just bide his time and pick the right move. I don't think he's going to stick his nose in somewhere stupid or anything like that. He's too smart of a driver for that, I believe. Although we did see Ian struggle in that rain race earlier in the year. I don't remember where we were at, but
Oschersleben, it
yes.
was wet.
Yeah, Oschersleben.
Oh, thankfully, the rain has passed us by this time around.
Yeah, that's the only time he really showed any kind of weakness was he was struggling a little bit in the rain. Other than that, he's been really strong. That was an impressive pass by Clayton. I think it's really cool that he did that, got by him here. That's a good move for him. Go over here.
Well, I would call Ian within striking distance easily. Clayton goes a bit wide on exit, and Ian might have to try and do this before the chicane. He gets it well before braking and turning. Clayton's going to have to now make the move, running down the Camel Straight.
He's going to do the same thing
He's got a nose in alongside, actually, there. It backs out just for a second. I wonder if he'll try and do something outrageous around the outside, but it's not very fast that way.
No, but he gets a good runoff, and it gives him – I know what he's doing there. He's getting that big swing so he gets that runoff so he can close the gap here, and it worked last time for him, and I guarantee you he's going to do it again. Same thing.
I'm trying to fill the air. I'm trying to fill the air with words.
With words,
Jim.
Yes, with words.
I'm trying to fill the air with words, as is my job.
Is it?
Whether or not we know what's going to happen. You wouldn't believe that my job here is to talk about the race. Here he comes, Clayton Sanchez. Maybe he'll maybe I say hopefully as if I have a stake in this. Maybe he'll be clear on the exit of this turn. He actually gets in ahead. This time, Ian's stuck behind, and I think he's fast enough to make this happen. Runs a bit wide, dropping into the next few corners, but it's pretty clear there.
Now, this is good stuff right here. I hope we have 12 laps of this. I can't lie. This is
what we all wish we had. This is what we all, the self-bashing we all wish we had in F4 officials.
Yes.
And we don't get it.
No, and they're racing each other clean. That's the problem with F4.
Unthinkable.
Yeah, I know, right?
Unthinkable for an F4 official.
It is definitely unthinkable.
You can't do that.
Let's see, who's got fast laps so far? So far, Clayton's got it.
They're going to be fighting for that fastest lap back and forth now with a 2:24.407 versus a 4:86.
I think it's gonna happen for the drafting car. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be the fast lap's gonna be the car that drafts that lap. I think. But we'll see.
I think it's whatever car's behind, and Ian might just choose to stay there, although he did make the move into the chicane last lap quite effectively, and really whoever wins this race is going to be who's ahead by the chicane. Ian Miller behind by a tenth of a second.
Oh, he's closing it in right here for sure. Oh, let's see. He's going for it again. It's hard to block him there. Oh, nice job. Oh, nice. It's
Ian that's going to have to now make the move down the straight.
Yeah,
5 tenths behind is about all the width you get a draft from, so he's going to brake well into this first turn in order to have a chance at it. It's a great turn. It's a fantastic turn. 3 tenths faster than Clayton in that turn alone, and that means it's just Ian's to play.
Clayton had a little push there on the front end, and he had a little correction he had to make there. Yeah, I think it's going to happen again right here.
Here we come, a side-by-side charge. Ian, almost a little bit of contact. The two running each other so close down this straight, but exactly in respectful touching distance. Ian a little bit ahead, but it's going to be decided in a braking zone here again. Ian makes the gap out ahead. He's clear, and now it's Clayton's game to try and get behind. We might be having 13 laps as it stands. One more as a treat.
Well, they're flying because they're pulling each other around the track, you know. And, this is good, man. This is this is the kind of racing I've been waiting for all season. Finally, we're getting some back and forth battling going on. To be honest, I probably did not expect that at Spa of all places, because this is definitely a place that you can stretch your legs and get out on somebody. That being said, Ian just pulled a little gap on Clayton there. Let's see if Clayton can close that back up. Although Clayton's got that little turn one move in his pocket that helps him close up the gap a little bit. So we'll see if that works for him here.
Ian was a lot faster than Clayton last time at that turn. He made up 3 tenths on the spot just by having a better braking zone. So Clayton's going to need a good exit from the chicane in order to make up any disadvantage from the back. Meanwhile, at the back, I tell you not to look at incidents, but that's actually quite a big one.
Was it? Let's see.
2 cars collected.
Oh, they got together? All right, we'll go look at it real quick.
Almost. Pretty close.
Apparently, this is a long incident. Oh.
And yeah, Jessica trying to get out of the way, just overcooks it.
She went over the bike route.
Yeah, she's decided to go the motorbike route. Right here, it's a shortcut if you want to take the braking zone. Back to live pictures, because we're about to do it again. Clayton Sanchez had a good chicane. He's within a tenth. You know what this means, Jim. Would you like to give us the... we have to give us a dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
I don't have that one set up. You'll have to broadcast any of that. I didn't open the sound.
You're a little bit behind live pictures, by the way. You're just like a smidge. You're a tiny bit.
There we go.
Okay.
I am way behind, actually. Thank you. Oh. Ian ran a little wide there. Nope, they're going to... Oh, this is going to be interesting.
It's a side-by-side, and they're pretty much exactly the same speed.
Yeah.
Miller just able to crawl alongside. You might be able to make the break happen.
Oh,
they touch. They do touch.
They did.
Ian pushed wide by a little bit of contact.
Not bad, though. That's all right. I mean, that's good hard racing right there. That's okay.
He's just rattling his cage.
Yeah, exactly.
That's short track racing.
That is short.
That's short track racing. I've heard the F4 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway specifically is the best.
You know what? No, it wasn't the F4, but I tell you,
crazy multi-groove.
No, that would be fun. Yeah, I would love to do an oval in this car. That would be fun.
I've heard that they are extraordinary. So
it needs to be a short track, though, especially with the smaller fields that we have. It needs to be
Iowa.
No, Iowa would be good. That's a 1 miler. I was thinking more like maybe.
Don't say Martinsville.
No, I want something with a little bit of banking, not flat. Maybe Rockingham.
Rockingham is not short.
Well, that's a mile. It's the same as Iowa.
No way.
Yeah, same. It's a mile. It's 1 mile, just like Rocky.
Side by side. Ian Miller on the outside. It's a mile. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
doesn't look like it. A little bit more contact. That's pushed Ian very wide onto the gravel. Wide. He drags some back out onto the track. Yes, he rejoins ahead. Okay, we'll see.
I hope that Clayton let him have that spot back, because he did run him off track there. That'd be the right thing
that
to
did feel a tiny bit like leaving the track and gaining an advantage. I won't lie. It feels a tiny bit.
Yeah, but he was pushed
I'm not
off
just
the
sure.
track.
He was touched off the track.
Oh, yeah, he definitely was pushed off the
maybe
track.
Clayton wants to be in P2 for what we're about to do.
He didn't take his big wide swing, though, this time. I'd be curious to see if he closes this gap up. I'm sure he will, though.
Oh, gee, Brain, what are we going to do tonight?
Oh, here we go.
You know the line here, Jim. You can do this.
I don't know the line here.
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Draft Ian Miller down the straight.
I'm really not
Spa.
a Pinky and Brain thing. That's not my thing, really.
Wheels locking, almost contact, just about dodged. But that's a poor line to take into the turns at the end, and a little bit of a twitch. Almost spins out Clayton. They're going to keep chasing and keep chasing. We're almost halfway through this race. Lap 6 out of a now 13. They give us an extra 1 for free.
I feel horrible that we're not really showing anybody else in the field, but there just is like nothing else going on. I mean, Jane has no one around her.
Like the gaps behind are 28 seconds, 31 seconds, and 19 seconds, and infinity. Caitlin Soderholm has an infinite gap, so you know.
Well, I guess technically it's not infinite because eventually Ian Miller or Clayton would catch
her. No. She has an infinite gap to Sparks.
Sparks, yes.
Spark. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's just forever ahead, forever.
Forever.
Clayton Sparks would have really changed things today. He would have been a threat.
Clearly.
You never know.
I'm really excited to see Clayton and Ian having this battle. Now, if we could get, what's her name? I'm so bad. I'm worse. Ginger. If we could get her.
Make it 3 wide? Oh, that's a name I can mispronounce 50 times. Don't worry. The surname, that is.
Make it 3 wide.
3 wide at Spa sounds like a death sentence. Clayton Sanchez.
Oh, he's
there wasn't out.
They both went around.
Oh, Ian Miller struggling to rejoin here. No, Clayton's moving again.
Yeah, that's
Ian
bad.
Ian, don't tow.
Don't tow.
You have so much to live for. Hey. We have now been blessed.
That is the best line in commentary I've ever heard.
We have now been blessed with a race that is about. I mean, that was some fantastic battling. A mistake finally undoes it. Ian has to make up 14.7 seconds. Do you have any commercials?
I don't. Ian, don't tow. You got so much to live. Oh my God, that was the best. That could go down.
That's just me. That's just me on my daily. That's just me on my daily.
Yeah, but it was the timing. It was the timing of the delivery. It was just perfect. Oh my gosh, that
makes something
phenomenal. I will steal that. I promise you. At some point,
can we get a chopper replay? Can we get a chopper replay?
We can. We can do that. Yeah,
that sounds great.
That was crazy. So I guess right here is where
it'll be the last wheel-to-wheel action we might see today. A bit of a lock from Clayton at the same time Ian spins.
Wow, man!
How could Clayton do this? How could Clayton do this to Ian? He probably served it and ran away. I mean, honestly, how could Clayton do this to Ian? I suggest an in-race 14-second penalty.
Yeah, just to bring them back together again, right?
I suggest
let's go back here again. I want to do this one more time. This time I want to stick to Ian with the camera. So
how could Clayton do that? That's just dirty driving. Max Verstappen will be proud. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask what he was thinking here, just sort of waiting.
Yeah, I don't know. It certainly would have made a huge difference in, in the way in the gap he has to make up. And apparently we've had another little incident back here, maybe.
Jim, this is Jim. I don't like to show these Cunningham at his best here. Here we go.
Come on. This is the first one I've shown, and it's just a spin turn one. No big deal. It's all good. Let's go back live to the leader here, who's
we have peace. We have peace on Earth. I've got to be up early. I've got to be up early tomorrow. So
you're still going to get to bed at a decent time.
My point is I could get to bed right now and start running on that sleep.
You got time. No. Don't leave me. I can't do the last 15 minutes by myself. I don't have that many words.
It would be, Jim, it would be horrible to have to do a race by yourself.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
There's no greater indignity.
I don't know how somebody could do that.
There's
no greater indignity.
Jessica, I heard the whole field has crashed in turn one. Every single car, we need the safety car right now. This is a highly sensitive emergency. Every single car has exploded. We all need to do our fast repairs.
I think the track map says it all if you look at the track map. It's so sad.
happens.
I'm not wishing anything bad on Clayton. I would love to see him get a win. I hope he does. But I would really like to see him have about a 14-second spin.
Yo, is that the meteor that just that got the dinosaurs? Why is it coming back? Oh no!
Wish I had my soundboard on.
It's my birthday tomorrow, and this is the greatest gift of all.
I thought you weren't going to bring that up. You asked me not to bring it up, then you do.
No, I told you not to put a deliberate spotlight on it like the Indy 500. It was going to come up incidentally, and then we were just going to get the great,
But to be clear, you wanted spotlight on the Indy 500, right?
When it happened. Yes. When it happened.
Not today.
Once you're like 3 weeks out, you are sort of milking it. Like you're just.
Are you? It's the Indy 500.
I think so.
It's not like you won.
It was like split 18.
So that's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what split It does not matter.
I'm the P10. I'm the P10 4 hours of Thruxton finisher. Harvey Burroughs.
Don't you live kind of close to Thruxton?
I mean, if you consider the living in the UK to be kind of close, then I guess. But most people.
Look, the UK. You can drive across the UK faster than you can drive across Texas.
Good thing I don't drive.
That's true. Which takes you even longer because then you got to ride that horrible public transit that almost cost you to miss the race last week.
Problem is that the trains in the UK are when they're not delayed, which is common. That's just usually they literally got slowed by someone being sick on the train in front. But the problem is that the trains are very good north to south, but they're very bad east to west. So I look at Thruxton on the map and I'm like, objectively, that's not very far. Then I think there's probably no station within a million miles of it, and it's on that east to south line from me, where you're gonna have to go up to London and then back through 50,000 regional routes, and you're gonna hate it.
Yeah, that means nothing to me. We don't have that. Well, I guess we do technically.
You don't believe in trains?
No, not really. They really don't.
Especially in Texas.
No, I'm telling you, you can drive across the UK faster than you can drive across Texas.
That's really helpful if you can drive.
Yes, it helps. It helps if you could drive. It definitely makes it quicker. It would be really tough for you because you'd just be sitting behind the wheel.
In ideal conditions,
you can drive, right? Obviously you race in a sim, so you can turn the wheel.
Yeah, I can't drive a real. Well, I'm not allowed to drive a real car.
Right, but you can, right? Have you ever driven one?
No.
You've never driven a real car. You never got behind the wheel and.
No.
Really?
No. So if a masked man with a voice similar to yours threatened me and were like, "You're going to have to drive this car," and it didn't have a clutch pedal, I could probably get to the destination. I could get to the destination even without having been behind a car. I think I know how that's going to work. I'm just saying that's not an invitation. That's specifically people that look and sound like you and not actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That would be quite an expensive trip for me to come over and terrorize you. But then, with the question would be, where would you get the car? You'd have to steal your neighbor's car.
Well, you'd have to provide the car.
What kind of mask killer would I be if I provided you with a car to get away?
Well, you'd have to know how to carjack the car, but you don't want to be the one driving the car.
You know,
and also, to be clear, this is the person.
Podcast has really went down.
This is the person that looks like you. This is not you. This is the person that looks like you.
Right. Well, that's an incredibly good-looking fella if he looks like me, then.
And he's behind a mask, but he also sounds like you, so I assume it's him.
I don't have a scary
and he's
voice.
taller than me, which most people are not taller than me.
So you really weren't kidding. You are 6'7"?
I'm 6'7".
I would have never.
Some doctors have said I'm 6'6.5". I don't believe them. That's propaganda.
Well,
but that's still pretty tall.
The reality is, I'm probably 6'7" now because I have shrunk some. But I have multiple compressed discs, so I've probably lost an inch in there somewhere. Don't whatever you think, and don't do it.
No, no, you're more on the ball than me, so you should consider yourself lucky.
Oh my goodness! How much? We got 7 minutes to go here. About six
Ne-
and a half
ne-
minutes.
Next week, the league is not on. What are you doing in your valuable Rainbow Racing time?
Well, I don't know. It's a Sunday afternoon for me, so I don't really know what I'm doing.
I'm going to be at Brands Hatch watching the NASCAR Euro Series. So,
What?
I mean, like, there's a Euro Series. It's strange.
What
It's
cars
strange.
do they
Okay,
run?
it's a straight.
Do they run the Cup
They're
car?
they're a unique spec, but consider them around ARCA level, and
Okay.
you're probably on the right path.
Okay, well, that's a good car. I mean, that's a good car for that.
Obviously, it's a lot of road racing. They've got one oval that they go to, and it's a pretty bad one. So, like, it's a lot of road racing, and it's fun to just be at. You know, it's not like a championship that you can religiously follow and super get into, but like they provide a really fun fan experience for you when you're there for a really good value. So that's good.
Well, I think the reality is if road racing in a big, heavier stock car like that is kind of fun, actually. I would imagine that's probably a pretty fun series to participate in. You know, they get pretty decent sized fields, like full fields, 30 cars.
I've seen them run up to like 20, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that.
They go to quite a few tracks in iRacing. They go to Circuit Zolder. They go to Misano. I don't know. They do have an oval, Raceway Venray. They go to Oschersleben. And a couple we don't have, like the Valencia circuit, a modern Valencia circuit. Circuit Ricardo Domo.
So how far
Indeed.
are you from Brands Hatch? Like, how long does it take
That's
you to get
that's the actually local track, and by local I mean 2 hours on trains. It's like 40 minutes if I could drive, which we've established I can't.
Right, we've already covered that part. Yes.
So, but like otherwise, it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours on trains, unfortunately.
I mean, you know, that's still relatively. That's not bad. Like my closest road racing circuit would be Circuit of the Americas, and that's about 3 hours from me. And my closest.
Yeah, but like to you
oval.
guys, like a 6 hour. To you, like a 6 hour drive is like, oh yeah, it's just like around the corner.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it can take 2 hours to get across Houston at the right time of the day. So, yeah, and then I guess Texas Motor Speedway is the closest oval to me, and that is probably
Put it away.
It's probably 4.5 hours or so.
Get rid of it.
Of course, where my son's going to college now, he's going to be up there in the heart of oval country. He's 5 minutes from Charlotte Motor Speedway. He'll be within an hour's drive of, no exaggeration, probably 15 short tracks.
I'll take that.
Yeah,
Can we swap?
I know, right? He's gonna be definitely absorbed in it up there in North Carolina. And he's hoping to get an internship with Penske, either with their IndyCar program or their sports car program, because that's all based out of North Carolina. But obviously he would take an internship with a NASCAR team, but his preference would be sports cars or Indy cars.
We wouldn't love to see the Porsche and dominate yet another race of another IMSA race that's going on right now. And if you want to feel better about what's been happening on your channel, Jim, the IMSA race on YouTube froze for everybody at the moment the green flag dropped.
Oh no!
So you know, some shows better than no show. That's all I'll say.
Yes, that's definitely a drag for the IMSA people. I watch both. I watch IMSA and WEC. So it gives me a good opportunity. There's a lot of racing out there if you watch both. Yeah, the Porsches are dominating in America in the IMSA series.
It's always that the BMWs get pole and then ruin it, and the Porsches win. That's just how it goes.
Yes. Yeah, that is so true. I hope that the Valkyrie becomes competitive at some point, just because, or at least when it's introduced into one of these games, I hope it's competitive at least. So because I really.
Well, they are working on more GTPs in coming update. So I know there's a Lamborghini-shaped hole in the IMSA lineup, as well.
Yeah, so it would be. That's the two that are missing, right? The Valkyrie and the Lamborghini, right?
Yeah, the Valkyrie seems to be missing from real racing as well.
They're racing it at because they had a different livery this week. They're running that blue livery this week.
I choose not to dignify WEC with my time or attention. So that's a shame. Oh no! There is a Valkyrie on the Detroit grid.
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
Yeah,
I've been flummoxed.
Yeah, it's running the blue. It's running that.
I've got
blue
the stream
livery
open, and it worked. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
I've been busted.
Yeah, and they're running that special blue and like yellow or blue and gold livery this week.
And they're running last, so
I mean, this is their feeler out year for sure, but we'll see.
Final lap of the race for Clayton Sanchez, who is running it clean and running it easily. Finally, is about due to come home but win after Ian Miller decides to park it after a little spin, and he's not really done much catching up since.
No, he's
so
not
a great battle decided by who could keep it forwards. Clayton Sanchez only a few turns away now from taking a win.
That's huge for Clayton. I'm glad to see that. He's he's put the time in. He's he's been getting better and better, and he's certainly put it together this week. He and Ian had a nice battle there, and he didn't make the mistake, and then he kept it clean after that, which sometimes can be hard. It's easy to make that mistake when you think you've got it won.
And that's going to mark that. Then Clayton Sanchez, only a few turns to go in the 777 purple car. Nice and striking in that AKG. Let's hope he survives this chicane, I say, with my commentator's curse loaded and locked, ready for deployment. Here we come. 1, a 2, and a checkered flag for Clayton Sanchez.
Good
Although,
job.
I'll have you know that I was doing a Lotus 79 full-length race around here, and I wiped out in the last 2 laps from P2 on that right-hand wall after coming out the chicane.
I did that same that long race, the 79 Lotus race here. I loved it, man. That was so much fun.
Yeah. Well, like, can we go on board with the next driver due to enter the last turns? I think it's Jane Astra. I'll show you where. Give me that roll bar, and I'll show you where with P2 with 2 laps to go, running fastest lap 5 laps in a row. I ended my race. I'm still very sad about it. Hopefully she makes it through these corners.
Yes.
The wall on the right-hand side, right there, as it merges with the track, killed my car. That's a P3 for Jane Astra, though. She didn't do it.
Yes, good run.
Jessica Perry and Caitlin Soderholm, last 2 positions. Soderholm's finished her lap. Perry's got a lot of running to do just because she ended up in the wrong place when the white flag ran. So she's got a whole lap of Spa to give us.
She does indeed. We might as well stick it out because, Soderholm's finished already because I guess where she was at in relation. So we'll ride here with Jessica since we can't show the results till she's done anyway. So yeah, we this series it's got a lot of potential. I wish we could just get the drivers all together at the same time. We've had 14 or 15 drivers participate. It's just a matter of trying to get them on the track at the same time. I really think this league has potential, and I hope that people stick with it, and we can, start getting some participation all at the same time. Like I said, we're getting some good amount of drivers that have participated. We just need to get a little more of a commitment out of them to be here every week.
Well, every driver that makes it still keeps the league alive. I've hosted some leagues that have died, and so I know it's hard. Let me put it like that. Here's Jessica Perry to finish the race.
There we go.
And that makes our whole grid.
That does. Oh, there we go. Let's see some results now. Oh, I got all kinds of stuff up there. Here, let me do this. Let me just clear.
Could be anything. Well, it's Clayton Sanchez finishes P1 with Ian Miller in P2, Jane Astor in P3 with Perry in 4th, Kate Masona in 5, and the participation award to Matt Sparks.
Not really. He doesn't get a participation award. That's a show-up award at best. He participated not at all. All right. So let's see. Who do we have in? Do we have anybody in the waiting room over there? I'm not even in the lobby because I went looking for something earlier.
We do have two. We have Clayton Sanchez and Ian Miller. I'll start with.
Yeah, let's bring
I'll start with Ian. Ian Miller, a P2 with some fantastic racing, but a mistake that derailed the whole thing. My first question to you, you did stop the car after your little spin. Can you explain to the class?
Yeah, I don't have any clutch assists on the car. It stalled.
Oh.
Yeah, it stalled the car, so I had to get it back going.
I mean, do you not run anti-stall? There's no shame in running anti-stall.
Oh yeah, I know. I know there's no shame in it. I'm just also not a coward. So.
Oh, I like that attitude, Ian. I like that attitude. Talk me through some of the racing though you had with Clayton, because it was quite good.
Yeah, him and I are in the chat, and we both know we're driving each other's doors off, and so we can trust one another to push to the absolute limit. And sadly, I was the one that crossed over that limit first, but we're having fun. Just having a good time driving each other's doors off.
Well,
you did produce a show.
That was good 15 minutes of racing. That's probably the best. Well, not even probably. It's definitely the best side-by-side racing we've had all season so far. It was good to see, Clayton able to put together some. He's always been fast, but to be able to put the laps together over and over again, like y'all were doing, that's. I can't wait till. I always forget her name. What's her name? Is it Ginger? Yeah. When she comes, because she's pretty quick too. It'd be interesting to see all three of y'all up there, because she I think she'll run right up there with you too.
Oh yeah, I'll be happy to see that.
Yeah, that'd be good. But congratulations, you had a good run today. Unfortunately, like I said, that one little mistake, but you still had a good day.
Yeah, we both overcooked into that corner. I just car got unsettled over the bumps and decided it did not want to put power down. And then he just locked up a little bit and went wide. So, we were just both pushing hard.
Well, again, congratulations. You got anybody you want to shout out to while we got you in here?
Yeah, shout out my lovely, beautiful wife who encourages me to do all this stuff, and my dogs who decided to be one hell of a distraction this afternoon.
Don't blame the dogs now.
Oh.
Don't blame the dogs. It's okay. We love the dogs. So.
They're great.
All right, Meg. We'll talk to you. Well, not next week. We're off next week, so it'll be a week after. You gonna do the 24 hours next week?
I had some work stuff come up, so I'm sadly not gonna be able to take part. But I'll certainly be supporting from the sidelines.
There you go. All right. Well, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yep. See you.
All right.
And I'll leave you with Clayton Sanchez, our race winner.
All right, Clayton. Welcome in. Oh,
Clayton has soundboard settled Jones on join, by the way.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
He does
I can turn that off.
Man, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was. What's funny is early. It might have been early in this race or late in the other race. I talked about how, you've always been fast. You're able to put some fast laps together, but the consistency of not making some kind of unforced error along the way, and you finally managed today to put it all together. And you and Ian obviously had some great 15 minutes of battle in there before. Ironically, you both made a mistake at the same time. And
No, it was a lot of fun. It felt really good to finally put that together. I'd been struggling. It looked like in practice I kept over pushing it and through the wet and everything. So I'm very happy that I was able to kind of get it gathered up and then get similar pace to Ian. And that second race was an absolute blast. Just wheel to wheel, bumping, not giving each other enough space, but real clean, hard racing. It was a great time.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing some more of that. That's what we needed. That's obviously been the best racing we've had all year so far, and we need more of that for sure.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to doing more of it. I normally do a lot of sports car stuff, so it takes me a little while to figure out how late I can brake in these things. The brakes just blow me away. I always brake late, and then I'm still braking too early.
Right.
So
are you, since we got next week off, are you going to do the 24?
Oh, yeah.
You
I'll be in there with Savage Sim. We're taking the BMW GT3.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, good luck with that. And
so thank you.
You got anybody you want to shout out to while we got you in here tonight?
Just shout out to Rambo Racing for putting this on. It's been an absolute blast.
Yeah. Thank you for showing up and supporting it, and congratulations. Like I said, you finally put it all together tonight. That was great.
Yeah,
all
it's gonna be a fun rest of the season. Thank you guys.
Yeah, I'm excited. So we'll see you in 2 weeks.
See you in 2 weeks.
All right, Howie, are you there, or did you leave me?
I'm here in spirit. I'm here in character. Jessica Perry in the broadcast waiting room. I'm gonna double check if she wants moving up.
Okay.
Because she's not always wanted to show before. But if she wants to take it, we'll take her.
Yep. Yeah, go check her out.
Oh, I've asked. Oh, I'm just gonna do it. She joined the room. Jessica Perry, I'm going to assume you wanted moving here because you're in the waiting room. Are we all good?
Yep. Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. The championship standings for round 5 are done, and yes, it's all done manually.
That is heroic work.
Yes, that is quick and fast.
Clayton Sanchez leads over Ian Miller by 7 points. So they are fighting out every single race now.
Yeah, that was some good battling today. I don't know how much. Obviously, I don't know how much that you got to see, Jessica, but the first place battle there, the first 15 minutes, that's what we've been looking for. That was some great side by side racing. When you get a chance to watch the replay, you're going to enjoy that for sure.
I think it was similar to last week at Mugello. There was like a fight for the lead as well. So
yeah, that's what we need. That's good stuff.
But yeah, we got a break week next week, and then I think we're on to Long Beach, which I'm kind of looking forward to.
I love
Long Beach is brilliant. Long Beach is amazing.
Yep, just don't end up parking the car on the fountain. I know somebody that did that.
Oh no,
yeah,
that's unusual.
They wrecked it and ended up on the fountain. It was great.
I've done F4 officials at Long Beach, and it was chaos. So
I think this is going to be it'll be good. I just hope that we can. We've got 14 or 15 drivers that have participated in the series so far this year. I hope that we one day can get more of them to commit to, and we get us a 10 or 12 car field or something, because we've got the potential to put that together, and I think it would. We're going to see some great racing. I just, I hope that we can just get them all to turn up at the same time. We do appreciate the participation, but I would love to see a good 10 or 12 car field. That'd be so much fun.
That would be the ideal, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, we just got to keep working on it. We're adding new people each week, and so that's good. And do a little recruiting, and we'll see if we can put it together. But thanks for putting this on, and
Yeah.
we'll I guess we'll see you in 2 weeks. Good luck next week at the 24. I know you're running it, so.
Yeah, Rainbow Racing will be participating. It's going to be me, Caitlin, and Tristan, who hasn't raced in the league yet, but they have signed up, so should hopefully be racing at Long Beach.
Awesome, that's good. All right, well we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
All right,
I look forward to it.
Talk to you later.
And see you.
All right, Howie. Final thoughts.
Another successful operation in the German mountains. The second half of the season looks terrifyingly good in some of the track choices made. So it's going to start heating up as it goes on, and we might actually have a championship battle to the end.
Yeah, I think we will. And like I said, if we can get Ginger back in here on the regular, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited for that. I hope that happens.
Wrapping up from Howie Burrows and Jim Cunningham. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.